And staying with the United States, the midterm elections are finally nearing conclusion. We now have an idea of what the final picture may look like. To start with, the Republicans are projected to win the House. They are on their way to secure a majority. Last we checked, they had crossed the 212 mark. The Democrats were trailing at 203. In the Senate, meanwhile, the Democrats have managed to retain their majority. They are leading on 50 seats in the upper chamber of the US Congress. What does this tell you? That America is set to have a divided Congress, as divided as the country itself is right now. Look at the projections. The Republican victory is much smaller than expected, yet the Democrats have still lost control of the House. And this only demonstrates how polarized American politics really has become, how neither side is able to sway voters with their agendas. At the beginning of this year, such a scenario was virtually unimaginable. The Democrats were facing political headwinds. They were struggling with a teetering economy and a highly unpopular incumbent president. If we go by precedent, this kind of political dynamics could have led to a Republican wave. 11 months on, forget a wave, there was not even a ripple or a trickle for that matter. The mandate is split at best, a verdict of the times that America is going through. Just have a look at the developments. In Virginia, 2 Democrats who were projected to lose are now projected to win. In Rhode Island, Democrat Seth Magaziner has defeated Republican favorite Alan Fung. Same story in Ohio. A Republican candidate is set to win the Senate seat, but Democrats have won most of the state's House races. So in a way, the result has brought America back to the equilibrium. And this only indicates that the country might just receive a divided government in 2024 as well. In other words, the slog is here to stay. Now, what explains this? You see, American citizens are fractured politically. They are anxious about where their country is heading. And this has escalated partisan spite at different levels in the country. Both the liberals and the conservatives look at elections as not just a chance to shape the government policy, but also as a do-or-die existential battle. Just look at how the midterms played out. From mudslinging to political violence to the polarized coverage, both the candidates and their supporters tried all the tricks in the book. And if we look at the candidates, most of them engaged in personal attacks rather than conducting meaningful policy debates. American media outlets added fuel to the fire with their sharp reports along ideological lines. Take the US Senate race in Philadelphia. The 2 candidates in this race were John Fetterman from the Democrats and Mehmet Oz from the Republican Party. The 2 of them made the contest a personal battle. They engaged in a war of words in public. The stakes got so high that US President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama themselves made public appearances in Philadelphia. They went there the same day when President Trump campaigned for the Republican candidate. And then we have political violence, case in point being the attack on Nancy Pelosi's residence. In late October, a man broke into the US House Speaker's house, attacked her husband, and demanded to confront her. Fortunately, Pelosi was not at home at the time, but her husband was left with a fractured skull. This may have been an isolated incident, but it is a telling example of the state of affairs. Have a look at these numbers. According to a recent poll, 88% of Americans are concerned that political divisions have intensified to the point that there is an increased risk of politically motivated violence in the country. When asked which political party is to blame for this, those surveyed offered split opinions. 31% blamed the Republican Party, 25% blamed the Democratic Party, 32% blamed both parties equally. And a mere 11% did not blame either. The numbers only validate the point I am trying to make. America is polarized to a point of no repair, and no one side or party is to blame for this. For the average American voter, the Republicans are no saints, neither are the Democrats. The people are losing confidence in both. And why just the people? Even people within these parties are confused. Just take the case of Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who just won his re-election bid. Many in the Republican Party want him to contest the 2024 presidential race. In other words, they expect him to supplant Trump as GOP's official candidate. And this has set the party up for a test of loyalty. Republican leaders are under pressure to take sides. What does that tell you? That the divisions are no longer limited to the voters. They are slowly seeping into the parties themselves. The Republican Party may be the first to get hit. There is no saying when the Democrats will witness the same. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.